complete those activities for the Lord. Deliver my father. Deliver my father. So it also gives us some kind of say a prayer to the
Jai Shri Krishna.
No, like say in sentence in English.
Oh God, like let's say your feet look so beautiful, your dress looks good.
That's a prayer. Asking something for yourself is not really a prayer. Why? Because the Lord already knows what we need to get. So this is the relationship between a devotee and the Lord, right? They are as far so that we will not see the problem but see you.
I think Queen Kunti never saw Krishna's face, did she? She was only looking at Krishna's feet.
I don't know. Was he? We can find out. Why would not she was a Foi?
Yeah.
Four.
And then
But yeah, check that out. I mean, feet is enough.
yeah, that's
He is
enough.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, feet is enough. You don't really.
Like you don't even have to see it, just Krishna.
Yes,
feet is enough.
yeah. That's why we are being trained. That reminds me. Thank you. Trained to see what when you see the deities. Stay there as much as you can. At the end of the day, we're gonna go up, right? Actually, I was having a talk with a devotee that some devotees looked at our deities' pictures and said they look original. Original means they look as they just came out of the box. Construction, so not much decoration are done. So we have to just be a little bit careful. Sometimes when you watch what picture we show to deities, show them Janmashtami pictures or the festival pictures. And sometimes you see our Sunday pictures, then they may not be decorated. So I will discuss now. Every time decorated with not only the bottom, but the top from the turban, everything with flowers and everything else with flowers, as much as we can. Like today they are. So
I think it was mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam. Kunti knows Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Right? Kunti knows, but Krishna was came as a nephew to Kunti Devi, right? So as like a material vision, when you look like a younger person, you cannot look at the lotus feet, right? So that's why Kunti Devi is looking at the face of the Supreme Lord. It's there in this chapter. It's there.
Yeah, those are details we can get to that later. No? See Krishna, like here, where is Krishna? Like, we have to feel Krishna. Where? How? Through his
Chanting.
holy name. That is how we can see Krishna. Okay, so everyone is now with Kunti. I wish those calamities would happen again and again. Right? So what is the real calamity of a devotee?
Forget Krishna.
Good one, I like it. Similar to that is
Merging with Krishna?
no. Not being able to remember or see Krishna. A-R-K.
Always remember Krishna.
Huh?
Always remember Krishna.
Always remember Krishna. Very nice. See, there's a real arc is here. Always remember Krishna. Prabhupada's arc. Always remember Krishna. So, devotee's calamity should be that I am not able to remember Krishna except on Sundays because there's no other way, nothing to do. Stuck here. Can't even use my phone here. So, our calamities should be like this. So, Mother Kunti is telling us that if you are there, I don't care about anything else. If you are there, we get advantage of not seeing the repeated births and deaths. As Prabhupada said, make this your last life of this life that you got. I don't say last day of last year, today, last day. But that's how it is. Okay, let's get to the purports and start reading. Nalini Mataji, we'll start with you today. How about that?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Energy.
From the beginning, right?
Yeah, from the beginning to the energy.
Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive who have performed some pious activities worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory energy. Meaning, what I got. there are two different kinds of people. People who thrive on doing wrong things and people who do things right, pious activities and misdeeds. Regardless, we cannot approach the Supreme being misled by this illusion energy or by this misunderstanding. There is some guidance needed.
Yes, yeah, right, good. So those are the four people on top mentioned: the distressed, needy, intelligent, inquisitive. 7, 14, 7, 16. Check it out. 16, I think. Yeah, those are the people who are trying to, generally in general way, right? Trying to go to find the Lord, but the main part here is cannot approach the Supreme Lord, even if they are living the life. Right? What does living life king size mean? You're laughing. What do you know? What do you know over there?
Means enjoying with all the material opulences, whatever we call it.
Yeah. What else? Anything else? Living life king size. This is what I said. Just living your life basically. Or maybe sleeping your life, eating your life, whatever it is. So thriving on misdeeds. Just imagine the word Prabhupada is misdeeds. So you could also be getting this human form of life based on your karma that you had done before. Could not be a good deed, but now you're living this life. Yet the whole meaning of life is to find the lotus feet of the Lord, but that approach is misled because you are always in living in a mode of ignorance or karma mishra bhakti mode of passion and ignorance. So you are missed about the illusionary energy and you are not getting to that closer to the goal. Okay, next part here. Adhikaru point, give it time.
Therefore, a pious person.
Finish?
Therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so-called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. I guess here, Srila Prabhupada, he's talking about like a pious person, like, because I guess you were kind of talking about like what the type of body you get according to like past misdeeds, but say you were a pious person and you got a birth according to your good deeds, you have that opportunity whenever you get the calamities to like actually seek out the Lord and take shelter of the Lord. And like once those calamities come and you, like, I like how Srila Prabhupada says so-called calamities, like they're like, it's like air quotes, like they're not really calamities. And they are welcome because the Lord because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, and it's very just important.
Right, yeah, so when the so-called calamity happened to you, when the monkey came to get your glasses, do you remember Krishna? Oh Govinda, oh Krishna, oh Bhaja Govinda. I said, oh, go on from here. Oh, you're proud, oh, take mine, it's probably tied to my dress or something.
No, it was really fast. I didn't even process what had happened. We were walking into the Gopalapata Goswami, his samadhi, and I was like, okay.
This happened and finished, right?
Yeah.
So-called calamity. And some people lost their glasses, even though they know they should not be wearing glasses. And especially going to that area. There are some areas you can wear, some areas you can. You guys, all three of you wear glasses. You good?
I took mine last time. From the rickshaw.
Okay.
The rickshaw was moving.
Moving rickshaw.
Jumped on the rickshaw, grabbed it, and jumped back out.
Wow. And then what paid the deal price? Tutti frutti. Nice.
But somebody living there had to give him the fruit. You can't give him the fruit.
Yeah. Strange monkeys there. They're doing their seva. Donation, monkey donation. So yeah, those calamities come sometimes, and we just become very mad. Oh, Vrindavan is like this. They should do, government should do something, take the monkeys away or take care of those. No, but it's not really something. Those are slight distractions. We shouldn't become too much worried about those things. I mean, of course, sometimes it can become too much because there's only one pair of glasses and someone's I said it's really dependent on that. It can become difficult, but we all have to be planned before. People tell you or warn you before, don't do those things. So somehow it's going to be difficult, but yeah, the so-called calamities is one of them, and we have to be able to find the opportunity to remember the Lord. You know, so as long as we have the glasses, we can see the Lord. Only for seeing the saris and kurtas and dhotis, I mean, the labels are not really the good use, right? So let's also do both things. Nice, that's good. Yeah, so constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, as all of we agree here, means preparing for liberation from birth and death. So then, bro, we'll go from there. And Oscar, you come closer if next one.
One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nations, can achieve liberation as easily as one leaps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with a place where there is danger in your stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here two things. First is the person who is a devotee of the Lord, who always remembers Krishna's lotus feet, can easily cross this bhavsagar, like the ocean of the material bondage, death and birth. Like a kid or baby can cross the hoof of a calf. It's that easy. And in that way, like we can, we don't need to come back again to this material world, which is kind of a place for quarrel and hypocrisy. That's what I feel.
So good question here, you everybody. Why can it become difficult to cross over the holes made by hoof of a calf, not even a cow? Cow's hoof hole may be this much, a calf's hoof hole in the ground may be this much. Why it's easier when you take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet? But why can it become difficult not to even cross that much of distance, which is like small hole? It's very easy to cross, right? Why can it be difficult? Huh? Don't want to cross? What is it?
No, so sorry. The ocean will become like that hoof of a calf if
Right.
we are devotee.
Yes.
If we are not, it will be a big ocean like
That's
the
not
material.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Mhm.
If we are not surrendered, what happens? What is missing in our thoughts of seeing that small? The ocean now became small for a devotee. Right? Which means the whole becomes ocean for a non-believer. You can say like this. Right? Illusory energy takes over it. And you think, no, wow, this is because we're trying to figure out on our own rather than depending on Jagat Guru, Krishna, Jagat Guru, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada's teaching like this. So we have to have some kind of guidance and dependence. That's the only way they can tell us. It's the small hole. Who was example? There was an example that they have to be given a guidance. I don't know right now. Who? Something was very difficult. Even I would take Dhruva Maharaj. Small boy, how old was he? 4 or 5 years old. How can you imagine him to do tapasya? Right? The mother said, if you want better place on father's lap, do this, go and pray to the Lord. So he went to pray to the Lord to get over this small hoof of material existence. But when he got prayers to Krishna, he said, no, I don't want that now anymore. It was an ocean of devotion for him. One example I can remember.
Yeah.
So will be Indra. They say nice, let's go.
When Indra Maharaj fell down on the rain in Govardhan, and then he didn't realize it was Krishna. And then at the end, he when he approached Krishna on his own, it's like Krishna didn't see him, so he had to get guidance from, I think it's Narayana.
How did he approach with Krishna? All the major clouds, Samudraka clouds, and with his power.
Yeah.
He approached Krishna with his power. Who am I? And now that didn't work.
Yeah, so he had to go and then Surabhi Mata had to take him, tell him how to approach. So he had to get guidance on how to approach Krishna after he did all of this.
Exactly. So that was the way to cross the small hole. Became the big vast Krishna, the approach to Krishna became small because he was able to help him. So Surabhi was able to help him in Indra on how to get over this. And there's one more question. This word, where have you seen this word? Where have you seen, where else
The signs.
have you seen this word? First of all, what's the meaning of this word? Avidya in English? Ignorance, darkness. Where else we have seen this word as devotees? Back to Godhead. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Prabhu's fingers like this. Right? You do read that line? By you. This kind of things must be very, very important for us as devotees, for Prabhupada to catch it easily. Okay.
Godhead. Oh,
I think it's too dark inside.
no, I can
Oh,
see it.
okay, see.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Godhead is light. Nishanes is darkness. Where there's Godhead, there's no Nishanes.
Back to Godhead. Thank you, Prabhu. What's your name?
Balaram Shakti.
Balaram Acharya. Acharya.
Shakti.
Balaram
Shakti.
Shakti. All together, same zone, same area. Arizona, right? Phoenix, same place. Okay.
Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona. Right. So, thank you. Moving on. Radha Krishna, you can read English? Okay, we have to start our calls, our text review calls. So, Oscar will read for you today. Sashi Bhushan and both of you will start over. No. Hindi. We'll do Hindi separately for you and English separately for them. You will get in this. Let's see for 1 second. Do up to calamities because we don't have much left here. Oh, no. Okay, we do have some going on. Yeah.
This material world is certified by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita as a dangerous place full of calamities. Thus, intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. The duty of the sane person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances.
Yeah, that's enough.
So, it's talking about someone who's not really a devotee and on the path of Krishna consciousness and more, I guess, in the material world, and when calamities come, they just try to adapt to it, adjust, and find a way to solve the problems without recognizing or understanding that calamities is the nature of this world. And this is something that a devotee tries to understand and read in the Bhagavad Gita and hear from Srila Prabhupada. And those that know that calamities is the way of the material world, they don't really search to solve the problems, just remember Krishna and try to rely on Krishna to deal with these calamities versus someone who's more materialist.
Very nice, yeah. So we try to adjust ourselves, very nicely mentioned here, to those calamities. Problems happens, we think, oh yeah, we'll only fix this and it'll be good now, right? But something else then happens, then how much can we go towards fixing that? It will become difficult sometimes, and then we get really frustrated, right? And then we fall into those 4 categories. We don't fall in the four categories right away. And then finally, most of the devotees or people who come to Krishna consciousness come through some kind of distress. Something happens, someone left the body in the family or something, nothing to do, kind of things, then come to association of devotees, and they'll say, okay, now let me go ahead and find out what I can do to feel peaceful at least. Not to get Krishna, feel peaceful, and then slowly, wow, this process is so effulgent, so calming, soothing. And then what is it here? Wow, we're worshiping Krishna. Right now, we're only up to this side, in this part of the room. And slowly, so, oh my God, that's the one we are trying to strive for all our life. All of us doing this. Wow, this is amazing, right? So this is what we try to adjust. Less intelligent. So do we want to be more intelligent or less intelligent? Everyone wants to say more intelligent. So when you go to distribute books, say, wow, you look so intelligent. Oh my God, this book's for you. And this book is for them or not, but we say, we must say them. Sorry, they are intelligent or not intelligent, we tell them, we are so intelligent. Just to give them the book. So they love to hear this, right? But initially or somehow they are not really thinking because they want to keep adjusting things. Like we need a phone to talk to somebody, but then what happens every year? Phone companies, what they do? New, the word is called upgrade, right? But it's just taking your money away from you. More upgrade, more money from your pocket. Change of phones. But it's enough to be done, to be, to get the work done, but we still think this is a problem that we have. So, and the last sentence here, there is no information of the abode of the Lord. This is very, very important. Prabhupada is one of very few people we have heard who could give. Prabhupada said, I can give you the address of Krishna. He said that. Most of you heard this, right? So who else can say this? Most of us from the Indian background, we came from our Indian puja and everything else, but no one can tell us God's address. Someone like him comes and tells the address. So, and also the good thing about Prabhupada is that he also tells us what we are going through. Most of the time when we are doing puja and everything else, we think, I'm doing this and the Lord is accepting it. Not always. We might think, I am sincere. My sincerity has to be checked. We don't want to check our sincerity. No one wants to check the sincerity. Right? Bhakti or everything that we call name of sincerity is not always there. So to be checked. Checked by the guidance and instructions of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, how we can do this, Buddhist teachings as well at the same time. So we need to have the information first of all. And it's full of bliss without a trace. In the spiritual world, every word, every step, and every, is there that one?
Sorry, just checking.
I also know two. There's no two, right? Third one. Everything is great there. So just the two of them things there. Just like when you go to Vrindavan, we buy t-shirts. I lost my heart in Vrindavan, right? But you lose more things. I lost my glasses, I lost my shoes, and there's a t-shirt also printed with that. I lost my shoes, my japa bag, my glasses in Vrindavan. But not my heart. How about that? You lost everything but your heart. So we have to, see what was the reason of my trip to Vrindavan, man. I want to lose my heart. I don't lose that. I lost everything else. No, I can get those things back, right? But my heart, I put my heart back with me. Okay, so where did you read up to? Calamity, right? Calamity is what to read to? Yeah. Okay, Palash, you want to go from there? You can see.
The duty of the sane person, therefore, to be undisturbed by the worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances, suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes. One should make progress in spiritual realization because that is the mission of human life.
Okay. Suffering.
Sorry, Prabhu, let me read again.
Yeah.
The duty of the sane person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by the worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances. Suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual realization because that is the mission of human life. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities, therefore the so-called calamities are called false.
Is it? Is it wrong?
No, it's
False.
okay. Stop.
I can't see it. Right. Okay, good ending for you.
Yeah. So, which are sure to happen and also
Sometimes you can also go back and talk, not always go top and back.
Yeah, spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities. So, like, one has to understand that these calamities are like, body and all these sufferings are like, okay, like someone pinches us, it pains for some time, but we know that sometime it will go away. That's fine. So, one should have that kind of vision. And then it says that A sane person is undisturbed by all worldly calamities which are sure to happen in all circumstances. So,
This one, suffering.
suffering all sorts of unavoidable
What does it mean?
misfortunes.
What does it mean? In a simple term,
It's tolerate.
huh?
Tolerate.
Very, wow, that's very difficult. Huh? Who else?
Is it karma?
No, karma, no, I want to formulate a sentence. He said tolerate or accepting. Why? They are called unavoidable and misfortune also at the same time. So, being able to accept and tolerate is one of the trainings we have to train ourselves to. I won't just say teachings, because what's the teaching about? Okay, I have to suffer now. I have to be Prahlad Maharaj and just get beatings from my dad. No, it's not like this. Right? That's not unavoidable. His goal was Krishna, so it's fine. But accepting the difficulties. What is the difficulty that we accept today? Very nice, rain. Yet people from Tucson came here all the way driving, just for Sunday Feast class. About that. All other people couldn't make it. Right? But they're still coming. You think he hopefully is, yeah. Okay, so this is, the whole thing is good, but we'll just focus on this part here. Right? And I was going to discuss about, after this, two boards here. One is the voice, and one is acceptation and rejection of what to accept, what to reject. Sometimes we make some kind of careless mistakes in this kind of things when we reject things that we should not, and accept things unnecessarily too. Right? So we have to be careful. So it's okay, bro, we can move on. It's good to get up to the false part here. And so forth, this is very good here. I mean, it's also nice here to work on these things. Calamities are first so-called. Calamities are problems, difficulties, but again they're so-called, and the so-called are not always true. Right? It's only keeping me away from Krishna. The person who came to give us Krishna consciousness, not Krishna consciousness, let this be, what do you call it? Give the facts here. What did Prabhupada come to give us? No. Let's say, what did Prabhupada come to give to the Western world?
Krishna's name.
Science of Krishna.
Science of self-realization.
Who was not known in the Western world?
Krishna.
He came to give us Krishna. Krishna owes him so much. No one knew him in the Western world. Right, you know? So Krishna made a deal with him. Krishna, Prabhupada said, you take me out of India. Only India knew Krishna. You take me out of India. Now I'll make you famous. Now what is the time today? There is somewhere in the globe a Guru Puja is going on. Prabhupada's Guru Puja is going on. So that's the repayment of Krishna to Prabhupada. His glorification is going on. He came to give us the person Krishna. And we get confused. His name, his feedback, his this and that. No, the person Krishna. To love him, to serve him, to see him, to serve him. That's what he. So we can say different things, all good, nothing's wrong. Sense of self, everything, but the person Krishna he came to give us. Because Krishna couldn't do it himself. How about that? He couldn't bring himself to the Western world. No. Only one man could do this. So we have to think like this. What did he come to give us? Western world, you guys be all Western people now. Even though I was born in Fiji, I'm not an Indian. So, I'm not in India. So he came to give us. And Oscar was playing soccer from Fort Lauderdale. He drove to be here on time. Thank you, bro, for being there. So this because you wanted to see what Prabhupada has come to give me. That's the whole point here. So this is our good fortune that we met one person like him. Right, Krishna? Yes? Yeah. You happy to see Krishna?
Yes.
After how many months you came back?
2 months.
2 months. Tell your mom every Sunday. Okay, otherwise you can start driving. You can walk from here, not too far, right? You know the road.
Only 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes by driving. By walking, 15 minutes maybe. 20 minutes. Okay, hey, make your friends here. They can pick you up. Okay, so calamities are false. We have to. Oh, this is a good example. I've heard Prangan Bro give this example all the time. You want to travel? What we do here, we have you guys read and say something about the thought that you have got operating purport, part of the purport.
A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for this calamity. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. It is simply a case of dreams. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, it is all gain.
Yeah. That much you can say a few words, if you want to.
Yeah, so everything that occurs to us, we are taking in the sense of the dualities of good and bad, and only seeing them relative to a very minute situation that we're considered to be all in all. And that's the same way as it is in dreams. The dream appears to be our whole life, but then we wake up and we realize it was a very minute experience and not something to lose ourselves over. And getting in contact with the Lord, you could relate if you wanted to waking up. But the point here is that, yeah, in the sense that you're coming to consciousness, you're coming into yourself, into your true position, and so it's all gain means whatever happens to you in your life, so long as you come to the real thing, devotional service, it's all fortunate. There's nothing to look back on and regret, as would be the case for these temporal goals or gains. You know, it's all riding on things being one way, a certain way. But the fact is, you know, we've come to the true awakeness, and so it's all wash, you can say, whatever occurred in the dream. It shouldn't be taken as such, in the sense of its particular relative truths. That's not how we judge the experience. It's whether or not you came to reality, to Krishna. That should be the mark of gain.
Nice, well thank you, yeah. So, someone is lucky enough to get in touch with the Lord by devotional service, so that's one thing. Now, in case of dreams, Prabhupada says this is simply a case of dreams. A little bit discussion, dream can have a whole class, we love the dreams topics. You know, yeah. So dreams, what do you see in a dream? Okay, a lot of crazy stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Good. Anything else? Good? Anyone had a good dream? Anyone? Maybe you want to tell us
I
about
had a dream the other day, actually,
coming back from Vrindavan, okay, let you know.
from Govardhan. We came back to Orlando. Me and Patrick Govinda, we came back to Orlando, and we collected like some few devotees from the temple. Like you were there, we collected a few devotees from the temple. And we went back to Govardhan, but since we were only staying for 2 days, we decided to just like find one of the random like cottages like on the sides and just stay there. And
That's
like
good,
whenever we
yeah.
were staying there, there would just be like bulls and like cows just constantly like knocking on our doors.
Oh, wow. That's good. And it's good to think,
That was
take
really
us
great.
to Govardhan. Wow. Did you get to walk on Govardhan barefoot inside Govardhan or only outside? Did you have a chance? You must have gone inside.
Well, we went
Yeah.
inside. We got
Yeah.
to go inside.
How was the dust?
It was very soft.
Very soft, yeah. Can't explain that. Yeah, so that's the dream Mauritius is having, to go to Govardhan. That's one day. That's the dream you should be having. So yeah, we can have crazy dreams, and the point here of this dream of tiger swallowing someone, or tiger eating or biting, what happened when you wake up? It was, what do we call this kind of dreams? Nightmares. So we have this dream, tiger swallowing me, I'm dying or something happened, and we think we're dead. But when we wake up, we are there. So it was a very bad dream. So we had some feelings of this difficult situation that I was in. But again, of course, we came up, we are alive, nothing happened here. What do? We move on. Now, why do we have this kind of dreams? Any dream analogist here?
I remember reading before that it's just past lives, because in your dreams you're in your subtle body, and so that's still like karma being enacted.
Yes. Anything else? That's also good. The more we think about something, the more we think about something, we cannot dream of this thing.
Contemplation, the more
Contemplation, yeah. And we have heard from Prabhupada disciples that have dreams of Prabhupada. And we know those devotees from Western world, they're not in touch with Krishna or devotees at all in their lives. They're not even born from devotees in their lives. But they would have dreams of Prabhupada. You know, how could that happen? Sometimes we could think, I'm from India, I would think of Krishna, I would dream of Krishna, but we may not. So those disciples of Prabhupada will have dreams, and then they guide him and them to do next activities, all those things. So that's the things, if you read Prabhupada Lalita, you'll see, or other devotees' books they have read, they've written. So these dreams are so much of our engagement in particular activities. So if you're doing nonsense activity, those are the dreams will come. Some dreams about, serving the Lord, somehow or other, the dreams will come. So yeah, dreams are not bad, depends how we analyze the dreams. And yes, if we have some difficulty like this, about tiger eating or some problems, what do? Get in contact with the devotee of the Lord. Devotional service basically means devotee of the Lord, right? Find someone. So we also have some cases here, people call us, this happened to my daughter, this happened to my son, can you help us out? I had to do some counseling to somebody else. But nothing Krishna consciousness, just because they think we are happy people because we're doing something peaceful, so they will come and get some advice and they move on with their life, which is fine, no problem. But it's the only way. People know this. Those who are following meditation practices can give us some kind of peace from this kind of suffering, some mental suffering, mental problems. Okay, the last line. Shridhar Simhaji, did you go today? Did you read? Oh, okay, go.
Contact with the Lord by any one of the 9 devotional services is always a forward step on the path going back to Godhead. So there are 9 devotional services: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam. Any one of these you practice, any one of these if you practice, you can go back to Godhead.
Right. What does the word contact mean? What is the word contact we usually use with? Contact?
Contact means if we are not able to see properly, like a eyes contact lens you use. If we don't see properly, we can use, right? So if we don't know about the Lord, we can approach Lord through the devotee of the Lord.
Yes, very good. Very nice, very nice. Contact means contacting someone who knows about these processes, about the Lord, about going back to God is a big topic to discuss separately, at least peacefulness, right? Where is peace in the whole X and Y axis? Zero. Peace is only 0. Where is happiness? And before peace, the negative side? Suffering, unhappiness. So first of all, we have to get us into the peace mode. We cannot go from unhappiness to happiness. X-axis, X and Y. Unhappiness to peace, then happiness comes from there. Right? So we have to get to the peace point by contacting a devotee. The devotee will tell you what? Slow down. Like here we don't tell everybody to chant 16 rounds right away. Slow down, maybe 1 if you can, otherwise don't worry. Slowly, we know we are settled at peace. You're convinced not to go back again. If some other dreams come to you, some distress comes to you, some so-called calamities come to you, I'm going back now. No, it's not going to happen like this. So we stay at least peace for some time, someone who is counseling you, and then from there you slowly move on. You're making progress on your own then. You're on autopilot by that time. Right? After this time you need guidance. So Krishna is guiding you by his books, Prabhupada is guiding you by his books, and Krishna has unlimited, what for you? Unlimited? Love, no? Mercy. And unlimited? What? Pastimes? Yeah, pastimes. And? Unlimited? What for you? What?
Service.
Yes, Prabhu. Sohan, bro, right? Sohan. Krishna? Krishna Ball?
Everybody calls him Krishna.
Oh, yes. I thought Sohan.
Yeah, that's the reason.
This is really okay. Krishna Bol. I know now. Krishna Bol. When Tulsidas was born, what did he say? And no one knows what his real name is. He was born. He says Ram, Ram, Ram. Everyone says Ram Bola. There was no one from Fiji here. Fiji was a nice Bola. I can tell you in Fiji next time. Ram Bola. Ram Bola. So Ram say his Hindi. Ram Bola means he said Ram's name. So Krishna Bol, Krishna Bola. That's so good. Krishna Bol. It's always just Krishna's name. That's nice. Yeah. So two things I wanted to cover as a few minutes left. From this text here, and with the text from today. So to ask this from benediction per se, from Krishna, that I want more calamities. So our calamities is that I am not able to see Krishna even I am in front of him in the temple. I am not able to see him, for example. That's our calamity, right? And we want the problems only because when the problems comes, who comes?
Krishna.
You can also come, right? So two words I wanted to address here is called, one word is the voice. Inner voice and outer voice, you can say, right? So what are these two voices? Inner voice and outer voice. Example, when we are, okay, inner voice is what? Voice of your, yeah, see.
Oh, I was saying like isn't it like the Chaitanya, like?
Chaitanya inside, yeah. Voice of the soul. Let's say inner voice is voice of the soul. And outer voice is, can be said as the voice of the mind. Very good. Voice of the mind. So this voice is always in competition. And competition, who wins? No. Who wins? Not the mind. Who wins? In a competition, these two voices, who wins?
The one who is strong.
That's a nice one. The one you listen to. Right? Which means one can be louder, but I still listen to this one. I like this one. More planned out life in yourselves. So mind's voice is usually louder. Right? So when you are chanting japa, right? So when you are chanting japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, there was only one voice. Inner voice, or voice of the soul, voice of the heart. But all the devotees are here. But when I'm alone, I'm chanting japa, what else happens? The voice of the mind comes. So Hare Krishna is going on, and Hare Krishna, I have to pay the bill, Hare Krishna, to organize the kirtan for Tuesday, Hare Krishna, I have to find a ride, Uber ride, and have to go back. How do you go back? Hare Krishna, staying here tonight? So these are things comes. So then the japa becomes background music for the mind's voice. Background music is going on as Hare Krishna, but the main voice is the mind talking. What not to do, right? How many of us can say this prayer simply? None of us can say this. Really. Maybe you could say it properly. One day you'll come when you are really Govardhan and say this prayer nicely. Who said this prayer or this kind of prayer? Anyone knows in our society that all the problems come to me by seeing the devotees' problems? Yes, Bhakti Govinda, very nice. He comes late, but he knows these things. Bhaktivedanta Swami prayed for the problems of all the devotees who are going through problems, who are listening to the background music of the mind while telling japa. It should be the higher voice, outer voice, he said. But they're not doing it. He said, let them come to me, let the devotees prosper. So hopefully devotees, please try to work on yourself, prosper yourself and get to that point so that another Maharaj or someone else doesn't have to come in, lose their life for us. He was our real Messiah. He has left his crucified, cut his legs and left his body for all of us. So inner voice and outer voice. So outer voice is our mind. Mind is always telling us, right, Bhakti Govinda, what did my mind tell you today? I can go late, no one will tell me anything because I just came from India and everyone will be happy to see me.
My mind told me the bed was very comfortable.
See? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So mind is telling you the bed was comfortable. And the inner voice said, yes, I'll go, but a little late. At least you came. So anyone else goes through these difficulties where the two voices are fighting, right? We all everyone has some different examples, right? So there are some examples.
Like when I don't come at 4 o'clock because my mind tells me I should sleep.
And the car is right here.
Yeah.
It's not even at home, right? The car is right here. Okay, very good, very good. Be honest now. So you can open your mind to the Lord, right? Everyone can open their mind to the Lord when the curtain opens. You can also open the mind at time. That yes, I want to see you again. The point here is, at least we can pray this. I want to see you again and again. Don't ask for calamities, but do ask for this at least. Right? So our inner voice has to come out to a point that we want to listen to it. Sometimes we are forcing ourselves to listen to the mind and listen to the inner voice, the soul, the voice of the soul, which is good, but it's not a good practice because you're forcing Krishna in your life. Krishna says, don't force me in your life. Happily bring me in your life. Love me by the way I am, right? Not that because you're scared of the calamities of the world, and if you chant Hare Krishna, then everything will be good. What number of offense is that? 7? What is 7th offense?
Do not commit.
Pretty much. Adjusting ourselves to commit some activities. Oh, I'll be here, I'll be all good deed here, right? So voice and inner voice, otherwise what happens? The inner voice becomes what? The background music. Thank you, Govind. What's the full name? Govinda Madhav, right? The background music for the mind. Are you a musician too, right?
What's that?
You're a musician too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. So he knows better way. Yeah. See, what's the music of the mind? You know?
The music of the mind?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's so many.
So many. Wow, yeah. Yeah, one day we should prepare an album for that music of the mind. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays, in this world, controversy works. If you want to have some kind of controversy, open a YouTube channel. You get lots of views because people love this kind of voice per se, right? Everything else they won't go, right? Oh, you know what happened? This for these problems. Oh, let's watch those, and those views goes high. How are you? You came with Rekha?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you know her? How do you know her?
Rekha and I attended a life and job seminar in Stanford together, and that's how we met.
That's so nice, Rekha. Rekha is a very good person. And she brought you here today to meet all of us. Hopefully you are happy to be part of us. Only you two came, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else. Okay. The other one was accepting and rejecting. Some of the things we have to learn to accept. I know people say accept. No. Learn to accept. It's very hard to accept some of the things. Some things are very difficult to accept. Very, very difficult. Our mind is not ready. Why is our mind not ready? Because our mind has been rejecting those from 8.4 million lifetimes. That many lifetimes, if you live and keep rejecting it, now in this, when you become a devotee to accept it, it's not going to be easy. Right? So we have to accept. When a Mataji leads a kirtan, man have to accept it. And that's the lead. Right? When we went to India, it was very difficult. That the Mataji are kept almost at the end, you can't even see them. And I was supposed to give a class, and I was like, wow, I'm used to seeing all the students close to me. So I thought next time we will figure out a way to do that. So those things, situation in a particular place, let it be there, leave it there. Here is different, we accept it here nicely. Those things, unavoidable, don't worry about those things. And Snarani Mataji, you have some examples of difficulties that we should learn to accept, unavoidable situations that we have to learn to accept.
Disease, birth, old age, and death, right?
Wow, nailed it. Birth, death, disease, and old age. At least we can talk about disease. That's the first one. Birth, we don't even know when we got born. Death, we don't know. Next thing we know, we're dead. We don't know, we're dead. But disease is something we have gone through. That bimari, problems, right? So we have to accept it somehow. How to accept it? How do you accept disease? Some diseases are very big, dangerous, don't like, people hate those diseases. What to do?
You tolerate it? You get medicine?
Something as uncurable, what do you do? Cope to live with it by finding something else in your life at the same time, Sometimes people develop desire to paint, or make music or learn or write poetry poems. So you're just deviating yourself from this because this is inevitable. You cannot fight with this enemy of your disease because he's going to win anyways. He's about to win in a few months, for example, something like that. So just divert yourself, do something different. I'm not talking about just Hare Krishna difference, like Jen Japa, no, anything we can be doing it, right? Like the calamity for Jayananda Prabhu, I wanted to add that, but I didn't remember that day. Calamity for Jayananda Prabhu, the American saint, was what? Not because he was going to be leaving his body because of cancer, he knew that, but because he could not serve Srila Prabhupada more. He could done more, but he could not do that more. And while everyone is worrying about, he's going to leave us, he's going to pass away. That was his calamity. So that level of devotees, we have to become, remind me, we have to get you the book. Sorry, about today. So this way, we can, we are not worried about also this repeated births and deaths. If Prabhupada wants us to come back again, our goal should be going back to home, back to Kodan. But if Prabhupada wants to go and preach somewhere else, while he's having some of the disciples go, we'll accept it, we'll take it, whatever he wants, but not our own decision, right? But our own solid mindset should be that I want to see you again and again and again and again, and then when we see the Lord, what do we want to do? Serve the Lord again and again and again and again. Right? Mahaprabhu said, what is Mahaprabhu's say for the whole story?
किंतु प्रोधन अखिल परमानंद पूर्णामृताब्धिर गोपी बातु पदकमलोय दास दासानुदास.
So in the sloka it says, I'm the servant of the servant, the servant of the gopis of the Lord. Servant means what? A servant means what? To serve. Don't just say I'm the devotee of the Lord. And Prabhu, can you do the cleaning? Devotee of the Lord. So no, cleaning, serving, everything. And it has to mean the word that you're saying. If I'm a servant, I must be serving. I must be doing cleaning. I must be doing different. So what's your name?
I'm Raghu.
Raghu. Raghu, what's the full sloka? Raghu ko रीत सदा चली आई. आगे बोलो. Raghu ko रीत सदा चली आई. You're from India, right?
Yes.
No, you're not from India. You should know this line. It's very famous everywhere. In Bollywood they say this. Raghu ko रीत सदा चली आई. प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. Have you heard this? No. Okay. Those who else from India, make him your friend and remind him, you are Indian. Be Indian, buy Indian. Okay. Okay, so thank you for coming. You see here for something?
I'm from Orlando.
Oh, from Orlando. So you live here, work here?
I live here.
Okay, is it the first time?
It's second time.
Second time. On Sunday maybe, first time or?
I came going back.
Yeah. Now you'll come. That's a New Year's resolution, right? Every Sunday. Living in Orlando. People from Tucson can come here. What for? So they give me a good example to give you examples of everybody else. Remind yourself, open your eyes. So these calamities, we don't worry. Our calamity is at the distance only. No big deal. So inner voice and outer voice, make sure our inner voice always stays out loud. That's what Prabhupada said. Chant
And be
happy.
Loudly.
Prabhu is good, man. Thank you. Wow. Chant loudly. He said these things. And of course, everything he said good, but this in terms of this part here, loudly. So why he said chant loudly? Because our mind's voice becomes louder sometimes while chanting. Louder means not loud enough, but one second, Prabhu. But taking up my space when I'm remembering the name of the Lord, the mind is making all the plans. So you must remember. At every 7 bead in your whole bead, so this is your full bead. So when you go to 7 bead, check yourself, where am I? You'll know where you are. Are you in Tucson, in Orlando, in Govardhan, in Vrindavan, wherever you are? Okay, I'm here. Then Hare Krishna, if you went somewhere else. If you're good, you're good. So just stand loudly a little bit to bring yourself back to the inner voice. Otherwise, outer voice is ready to make the background music of the mind always. Right? And rejecting all those things. So accepting. I'm not saying today we'll talk about it. Another time we'll talk about rejecting the difficult things or the problems. Accepting what cannot be changed. We have to learn how to accept. Otherwise we're stuck here. Alright. Thank you very much. We have time for Arati now.